R&B Money.
It was Kirk Franklin. Like, he calls me, literally calls me like, I know who you are. It was so like anonymous. It felt like, it's like, this Kirk Franklin, like, you know, I know who you
Kirk
are.
calls you like Prince?
Basically,
I know
man.
who you are.
Yeah, he's like, I got a tour coming up in February, and I want you to come and work with me. And at the time, it was tricky because I had got a call that I would have possibly been going on this Rihanna tour. Of course, I would have loved to do that. So I'm like, but Kirk needed an answer like right away. And I'm like, oh my God. Because if I tell you no and then this don't come through, now I don't got nothing.
Right,
you know what I mean? So he was like, I just need to know. And like, he ended up being like, can you let me know by this date? I was like, all right, cool. But the funny thing about Kirk is Kirk. You know what I mean? I grew up in church. Like, Kirk is Michael Jackson to me. You know what I mean? Kirk is like, yeah, man. So like, I promise you I'm a good person. Like, I know you know, like, he mentioned some people that he knew I knew and was like, yeah, you can ask them about me. And I'm like on the phone cracking up because I'm like, nigga, you Kirk Franklin. Like, I know. You don't gotta pitch. You don't gotta pitch yourself. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm going regardless, man. So I go with Kirk. I do the 20 years in one night tour. First we do some one-offs. Gospel, different. First of all, and let me also put it out there, touring with Kirk, that's probably some of the best money I ever made in my life. Yeah. Kirk is a person, he makes, like, he's competitive when it comes to being in that space. Absolutely. And I really appreciated that because the thought is, if I go to gospel, I'm about to take some L's because y'all ain't gonna pay. Like, no, Kirk was like, what you need, we good. So the other thing though, because it's gospel, everybody's just good already. So I'm used to like preparation, like send me a set list, and we had a show coming up before we even started rehearsing for tour. And I was booked for that show. And I felt like that show was like kind of like the audition. Like, let's see. Nobody had a set list. No, and I kept being like, like what songs do I need to know? And I got in the car and asked about like sound check. Everybody was like laughing. It was kind of like, oh, we don't do that. Like, we just get on stage and kill.
So gospel is equivalent to the All-Star game.
Depending on who you're working with.
Right. No, I mean, like, I'm talking about at the highest levels. Like, so because, like you said, everybody's standing next to everybody's they're already good. These people are already been so they've been going to church from Monday through Sunday. Mm-hmm. So it's perfecting their craft.
Yep. And like, for me on the inside, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm in the van, like, I'm just about to walk on stage. Right. I don't know I know how to find a part. I'm from church. You know what I mean?
But everybody's chopping.
Yeah. So I'm like, cool, I can sing. I know how to not go down in flames, most importantly. So like, we did that show. It was like no pressure, like either. Kirk really knew because he told me when Kirk called me, I was honest with him. I said, look, man, I'm an R&B singer. Like at that point I was already, you know what I mean? Like putting out my own music. I was like, I'm not gospel. So like, if that's what you're looking for, I don't think I'm gonna be a good fit. And Kirk was like, I'm not looking for a gospel singer, bro. He's like, I'm like, if your heart, I can tell if your heart is in the right place. Like, he's like, I want a show. Wow. I want a show and a good person. Like, I don't need you to, be this like church figure or whatever. And that to me was like crazy because that was such a different dynamic than everything I've experienced as it related to the church. I didn't even know that could exist. Like, wait, you want to bring me into your world and you're okay with me, you know what I mean? And still ended up being like an amazing experience. So I'm on tour with Kirk. I get an email from Adam Blackstone. And I hadn't worked with Adam really since the Mike Posner gig, which was like almost like 10 years before that. Oh shit. You know what I mean? I started like working young, like right out of school, you know what I mean? So I get an email from Adam Blackstone and it's like, I need you to come in and learn this Justin Timberlake show. Just like, we just need some wings in case anybody's missing. Yeah. Now you're thinking, first of all, who's gonna miss a Justin Timberlake show? Right. Like nobody's ever gonna miss it. And so the window that the rehearsals were in, I was fine. It didn't conflict with anything. I came, learned the show. Again, this was another one where the singing and dancing came in handy. And I'll never forget because I sat down, I had to watch them do the show. And like, it was me and like two other singers who had to learn the show, but these were female singers. Mm-hmm. There were two females. I was the only guy, but there were two guy singers. So already I'm like, all right, what's going on? Because they sing two different parts. So you mean to tell me if anybody is missing, then I just gotta hop in there? Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting down watching it. Adam kept saying, he's like, all right, Thursday. I think it was like a Thursday. We're at center staging. He's like, Aaron Camper was there at the time. He's like, Aaron's not gonna be at rehearsal. He has something to do that day. So he's like, so you gotta just hop in there. And this is only like day 2 of rehearsal. So he kept reminding me like, all right, this is the day. Cause I guess he was trying to prepare me. Like if you get up there and you go down in flames, like,
or not kill.
Yeah. Right. Like that's on you.
That's it.
But the whole time, cause I'm just sitting there watching, they don't know. I'm like, this is about to be a breeze. Like, I'm a dancer. They don't know that. That's what he's most worried about. Adam's not worried about the singing. Right. It's like, you got to get up here and do these moves. They don't know that that's where I come from.
Yeah.
So I'm like, every time they're doing it, I'm like, I know this. I can get up there right now. You know what I mean? If I want to. So I got up there, literally did everything like flawlessly. And it was like, okay, so you really did the homework. So fast forward, I'm on tour with Kirk. And I get a call, an email actually about a date. It was the first JT show, but that show started, it was on the same day as like the third to last tour date for Kirk's tour. So I'm already thinking like, how am I about to tell him that I got to go do this Justin Timberlake show? And for me, the excitement, like I'm about to go sing with Justin Timberlake, but also I'm like, it would be much easier for me to prepare somebody and bring in a sub for Kirk because his JT show is a production. So if I can just get you the songs and teach you staging, like you come here at this point, that's much easier than trying to get somebody to learn a hour and a half, 2 hour show of, you know what I mean? Like real choreography and everything. And so I remember I was like hesitant, but I already had my man together, and I was like, I told him like, yo, I'm gonna need you to do, but I hadn't talked to Kirk yet, but I had already prepared him. I knew he was gonna, be good. So I told Kirk, I was like, Kirk, man, they hit me about, coming out with JT. I'm like, but it was like a Brooklyn show I was missing. I was like, but I would miss this show. I'm like, but I promise, like, I'll make sure you good. Kirk is like, what I gotta do to make sure you here? Like, and I'm like, it's not even that. I'm like, it's just gonna be easier than me trying to get them somebody. I'm like, because they've already, the other thing, they had already paid me for the rehearsals. So you had paid me so that when this time came up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would be ready. So Kirk, man, of course he didn't want me to have to go, and that's messing up the flow of the show. You're used to your people when you get on stage. But I was like, Kirk, I promise, like, I got you. I called my boy Mark Hood, and I think me and Mark was like, we would rehearse on like FaceTime. I'm like drilling it, like, all right, let me see this part, let me hear this part. Mark showed up, and that was 2018. He's still singing with him right now. Like, so made me happy because I'm like, I did my job. I know like deep down Kirk probably still like, yeah, nigga, you can't sing with me no more.